working with spirit. This week, I would like to talk about the difference between ego and spirit and how they interact or don't. When we talk about the ego, we are talking about the conscious mind. And the conscious mind is created as we are physical beings. So it is not necessarily a part of the spirit aspect of ourselves, but more the fact that we have a physical body. So how does that ego mind, that conscious mind, develop and become created into what we are as even adults? Well, what happens is that we are nurtured, we are in an environment, we are become aware of the societal aspects around us. We are trained to believe that certain things are valuable and that other things are not, and that's different depending on the culture that you're in or what you are trained to believe by your family and your friends. And so some people desire great wealth and great money, and some people are and they want all sorts of things, all sorts of physical material aspects, and they want to have control not only over themselves but over others. And then there are people who are satisfied with dealing with nature and enjoying the simpler things in life. And both of these things do come from the ego, from mind consciousness, from deciding who we are and what we want. Now, spirit, on the other hand, of course, is an eternal being. We are eternal beings as spirit. And spirit comes into this body and all bright and shiny and stays that way all throughout. But then we have the ego side of ourselves. And so there is this, not battle, but there's a constant conversation between the spirit and the ego, and which one is going to have control, I guess that would be a good word, for this lifetime. Some people are able to balance it quite easily, and other people lose sight of the fact that they're spirit entirely and just are driven through their conscious mind, through their ego. And not saying that one is better or worse than the other, because each has its own aspect of lessons, of education, which of course the spirit is wanting, and that education is gained through the actions of the ego, of the conscious mind. But keeping those ideas in balance is a very good thing. It helps us, our spirits, to grow. When we pass over, we no longer have our ego and conscious mind, so to speak. So when we get over on the other side, we become quite aware of our actions on this side that were ego driven, that were mind consciousness. And though that can be an awareness that can be quite a shock, or it can be the acceptance of a series of lessons that we had planned to learn, and so now we've learned them and we're very excited to have that passed. On the other side, there isn't the sense of punishment. There isn't a hell or purgatory necessarily, unless you somehow create it yourself. There's just you leave your body and you go to the other side, and your ego and conscious mind are no longer really a part of you. They're no part of you whatsoever. And so you're dealing with a memory that your spirit maintains during your time on the other side. And it's a memory that is a part of you from now on. But it does not affect how you're treated on the other side, and you are able to grow, and there's no karmic debt, so to speak. There's just the idea that you learn these lessons, you live this life in the body, and now you're spirit again. If you have any questions whatsoever, and this was a question, and there is a part 2 to this question, which I'll take up next week, about how we perceive people who have passed over, who may have been very ego driven, and of course now they're spirit. We'll take that up next week. If you have a question, please feel free to contact me through my Facebook fan page, Tobie Hewitt, Intuitive Consultant. I'd be happy to answer your question. And if you'd like to schedule a reading, and I am available to give readings via telephone and on Skype, please contact me through that also. Thank you so much for being with me. Many blessings. Namaste.